Hello, doctors. I just want to take a brief moment and go over the pyramid of success certifying in certain things, especially in personal injury, since this is such a niche field. When you look at the bare bones, when we graduate from chiropractic school, medical school, law school, I'll use chiropractic for our example here, especially looking at personal injury. We really are trained to be a general practitioner, and we're licensed to be able to treat people with sports injuries, kids, car accident victims, but that doesn't mean we're good at it. We're really in that unconsciously incompetent stage of the four stages of learning when we just go into something general. And it's interesting because when we look at getting certified and becoming a diplomate in sports chiropractic or studying in law to be a personal injury attorney rather than a family law attorney or tax law attorney, there's different specialties. And there's this rule of the 80-20 rule, Pareto's law, and it just shows that those of us that find a niche in our business and we specialize in that niche make way more money than somebody who tries to be a general practitioner in healthcare or in law. There's just something powerful about that. Getting certified or specializing in something is probably going to cost between $3,000 and $12,000. If you look at the numbers here on the left, I'm going to show cost to do these advanced trainings and the return on investment. But on the right, you'll see the green numbers, the return on investment. When we start specializing in something, our case averages start to go up. Our referrals from our peers goes up as we start cross-referring because they know what we do. They don't look at us as competition, but we're all co-opetition. We're working together to help our community. So once we get certified or start to specialize in something or even begin that training to specialize or diplomate in something, you'll see on the left the red numbers of what it usually costs for a diplomate program, the investment in yourself, and on the right the green is the return on investment, maybe per case or per month, increase when we specialize. There's something with Pareto's law, that 80-20 rule, that those of us that find a niche and specialize in it and black belt an area rather than trying to be a general practitioner in law or medicine or chiropractic just do so much better. We make more money. We're not looked at as competition with our peers. We're looked at as co-opetition because people now know what we're good at and know when to refer to us and when to refer somewhere else and when we can refer out, and it just becomes this symbiotic, beautiful yin and yang relationship, and it makes it much easier. When we first start certifying, we become consciously incompetent. We start to realize we don't know what we don't know, and so we start learning where to train to get better at what we do. In the personal injury world, since this is such a tough genre, this medical legal area, it is so important to be certified. We can't just willy-nilly in personal injury. We can't just chase insurance. It's so unethical for us to do that because we're hurting the patient and the client. So on the left, to start out with the Whiplash Group, we have several certification courses. I don't care which one people do to become certified, to become an active member, just so that we know, hey, at least they're certified. They're trying to carve out their niche. They're sharpening their skills to specialize in personal injury. They're going to harm less people. And I hate to say it that way, it sounds harsh, but it's so true when you get the 30,000 foot perspective looking at a case and a person that is injured in a car accident. So it's a small investment in ourselves. We all need the CE or CLE anyway, so it's just a no-brainer. If you're going to work in personal injury, get good at it. Don't just dabble in it. The patient is the one, and the client is the one that loses on this. Typically, those that get certified with Dr. States, Dr. Croft, which he doesn't do it anymore, so Dr. States' program is probably the easiest one to do, or takes Dr. States' research and actually makes it applicable to practice and to law. It's awesome. There's several other ones out there that we recognize. We're not part of those. We just ask for our members to be certified in one of the ones that we've vetted and know that it's a good program for you. Here's where you start to become consciously competent. You start to really realize, wow, I still have stuff to learn and I'm always learning, but now at least I see where most of us make mistakes and I can avoid those pitfalls and really button this up, do the right documentation for patients, and just make this such a better case so the lawyers can then leverage the case properly and get the patient the restitution they deserve, get the lawyers paid fair for their services, and get the doctors reimbursed for their services. Because what personal injury isn't, it's not milking the insurance. It's not going after the PIP or MedPay and then dropping the patient because the opposing insurance is harder to go after. That's just very unethical for doctors to do. And it's not making the attorneys feel like there's some sort of collection agency for the patient just trying to hack all the fees. If the attorneys are doing their job right and they're certified and they understand the system, they're going to be able to fight better and get everybody paid, because doctors shouldn't have to reduce their fees to put money in the patient's pocket for being injured. The doctor's job is to get the patient better as best they can, pre-injury status, as cost effectively and ethically as they can. So we can't be milking with big fees. We have to have our fair fees, and we have to communicate as a team with the attorneys, so the attorneys and the doctors are all getting fair restitution as well as the patient. I would say on case averages, they're going to go up at least a third, if not double, on average over the course of your career if you're certified in personal injury. So the investment of $5,000, and I hear doctors whine about that, like, oh, it costs so much money to become certified. It costs so much money to be a member of my state association, whatever state. It doesn't matter what state I'm visiting. I hear this from people. Docs, that is a scarcity mentality. We need to support our state organizations that are making it possible for us to practice the way we want to practice. That is like tithing for your practice, for your profession. You should just be paying it. Even if you don't like the leaders, you just pay it. That's just, the universe will pay you back for giving to people that are trying to help serve you and serve the community. And then get certified. It's an investment in yourself. It's just, the returns are huge. It's just not even worth balking about it. I remember I did my certification course back in 2002 with Dr. States, paid $3,000. I was fairly young in practice, and my case averages doubled. And now I look back over 16 years ago, wow, I've made $1.96 million more than I would have in my career because I did a certification course. The return on investment on getting certified and hanging out with like-minded people in the group like the Whiplash Group is a no-brainer. Now, once somebody gets fully certified and is active in the group, going to the seminars, which I encourage all of our members to go to the seminars always, the Whiplash Group is a business. It's no different, even though we're kind of like a club trying to help pull people together, like-minded people, to better serve and sharpen their skills in personal injury. It grows by referrals just like your practice grows by referrals. So hopefully you're bringing people to presentations and to seminars and just helping share the word. We are not competition. You can have tons of certified people in your state, and it's just going to help the whole. There's plenty of work out there for all of us. But once you're certified, then we can help you with the marketing as a certified specialist. We're not going to help somebody who put their feet up on the table over the weekend and played on their phone and was sat in a seminar for personal injury, but didn't learn anything because they were too busy on Facebook, and now they're going to call themselves a self-proclaimed specialist because they attended a seminar. We want to make sure docs are actually attending, engaging, interacting, taking tests, and certifying so we know that they know the material. When they do, then we can help advertise them as a certified specialist. They're a guru in their area. Now they're unconsciously competent. They've done their certification training. They've been doing it in practice for a while. They're hanging out with the right people where they're just getting better and better all the time. Now it becomes just second nature to do a great job on your documentation and on your case management. Now we can help you even attract more people, not just from the general population, but from other doctors and attorneys that see you as a specialist and refer to you. It's awesome. And that's where we want to help you. Now this, you see, we went from unconsciously incompetent, we don't know, to consciously incompetent, where now we realize there's a lot we don't know, to consciously competent, it's like, wow, I'm getting good at this stuff, but I still got a lot to learn, to unconsciously competent, where it's like, it's just easy. I just do this. It's just like breathing. I just do it easy every day. But yes, there's still things to learn every year because this is a constantly changing environment. And then finally, I wanted to point out, we're taking people from elementary school to college with a Whiplash Group as far as personal injury goes. But then Dr. Frank Liberty has a program where it deals in independent medical validation exams at the end of a case to find the missed values of those that are not skilled personal injury specialists, and he uses Zoo software, which is the antithesis to Colossus and the 80 other softwares out there, and it is amazing. And this is just really tip of the iceberg stuff. This is PhD stuff in the Whiplash Group or in the personal injury world. He helps you market to attorneys. So this is for the chiropractic physicians where they can buy a franchise. It's not cheap. Look on the left. You'll see it's going to be about $100,000. It's basically buying a franchise to put into your business. It's a business within your business. Or you can just do this as a business if you're tired of doing your regular business. You'll see it starts all over again with unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what you don't know at this level. Even if you're really good with regular personal injury stuff, this is a whole nother ballgame. It's a whole nother business. And then you have to learn to become consciously incompetent and see what you don't know, and then get consciously competent. And then it's a whole nother ladder to climb. That's why this is a pinnacle level here. But the return on investment is between 20 and 70,000 a month if you really black belt this. It's going to take time to build that up, but it's amazing. But just understand there's the collegiate Whiplash Group, and then there's the PhD stuff that Frank Liberty does. But they all fit under that umbrella of personal injury and certification programs, advanced training. But you'll notice the return on investment is huge if this is your thing. If it's not your thing, work with a Whiplash Group doctor. So if you just want to treat patients, you can still treat auto accident patients, but send them over to a certified specialist for an initial exam and workup. And they'll leverage the case with the Croft guidelines, send them back to you. You treat according to those guidelines. Send them back to the Whiplash Group doctor at the end for a closing exam. So they're the parentheses at the beginning and end of this case. And if anybody goes to court, it's going to be the Whiplash Group certified specialist rather than the docs that don't want to go to court. This is such a win-win for the patients and for us, for all of us. Even the IMV and Zeus, any doctor at the end of their case, if it's a case that's it's just not buttoning up right, or the lawyer's seeing that this just isn't getting the values it should, you can send them out for an IMV. Those doctors are not competition with other chiropractors and medical doctors. They're helping the entire case and everybody involved in the case to get paid better because they're creating the values appropriately according to the language that the insurance companies speak, which is Colossus and numbers, and jotting down the values based on those numbers of diagnoses. An IMV will find 10 to 100 different diagnoses that were missed in the initial part that then increase the values of the case. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. Always everybody's welcome to join us in our seminars and give us a call, give us a shout. We love having new members join us and just seeing them grow over the years. It's just a fun group. So I'm Dr. Shetland with the Whiplash Group, and I hope to see you soon, or give me a call. Take care.